All right, let's dive right in. This week, all eyes are on the QQQ because it is setting up for a massive clash. We're going to break down the entire map of this battlefield so you're ready for whatever comes next. Here it is, the core idea for the entire week. QQQ is trapped in a really high-stakes battle between two critical price levels. 560 on the low end and 580 on the high end. Now, these are not just some random numbers I pulled out of a hat. No way. They're where billions of dollars in options contracts are stacked up, and they could dictate every single move for the next 5 trading days. You know, we've got CPI, PPI, retail sales, and options expiration all hitting in 1 week. Plus, there's a hidden dealer positioning setup that could trap a lot of traders on the wrong side. So let's break it all down so you're ready before the market even opens. Okay, just a quick reminder, this explainer is for educational purposes only. I'm not a financial advisor, and nothing you hear is investment advice. Trading stocks and options carries risk, so you should only trade with money you can truly afford to lose. And of course, always do your own research before making any financial decisions. All right, let's really map out this battlefield. This week's entire story, really, it's a war between just two numbers, 560 and 580. Here's exactly what that looks like. So here's how this battlefield is set up. I want you to think of 580 as a ceiling made of steel. It's a massive call wall where huge bullish bets are creating some really strong resistance. Then, down below us, 560 is like a reinforced floor, a powerful put wall that's providing major support from all the heavy hedging. So for now, QQQ is literally pinned between these two giant forces. So you might be asking, what could possibly break this deadlock? Well, this week is absolutely packed with the economic data that's going to act as the trigger for either a breakout or a breakdown. Let's take a look at the timeline. Man, this week is just loaded. Tuesday morning, 8:30 a.m. Eastern, that's the main event, CPI. That inflation data could cause an instant rip or a massive dip. Then on Thursday, we get the aftershock with PPI and jobless claims. And Friday? Friday is the finale. We get retail sales data dropping on the exact same day as the big monthly options expiration. Now that, my friends, is a recipe for some serious volatility. And kind of lurking over the horizon, we've got NVIDIA earnings, which are already starting to influence how the market feels. Okay, now for the really crucial part. Understanding the hidden mechanics of the market. This is what the big players are doing behind the scenes. And it explains why the price is behaving the way it is inside our little battleground. So here's the key. In between our 560 floor and our 580 ceiling, the dealers are in what's called a positive gamma state. Now, in simple terms, this basically means they're forced to sell when the price goes up and buy when the price goes down. This constant buying and selling creates a powerful magnetic pull that's always trying to drag QQQ right back to the middle of the range. It's like a giant rubber band. And this table shows us exactly where those forces are the strongest. For all the options expiring this Friday, look at this. The biggest call positions are at 580 and 560. The biggest put positions, 560 and 550. Did you notice that? 560 is absolutely packed with both calls and puts. That makes it an incredibly powerful pivot point for the week. All right, I want you to burn this number into your memory. 555. This is what's known as the max pain price for Friday. It is the exact level where option sellers make the most money because the largest number of contracts just expire worthless. So if that heavy reinforced floor at 560 fails, 555 is the tail risk magnet that could just suck the market down into the close. Okay, so we know the levels, we know the hidden mechanics, but what does the market itself expect is going to happen? Let's take a look at the market's own fear gauge, implied volatility, to see when the biggest moves are priced in. This chart tells a really clear story. You can see the market is braced for fireworks heading into that CPI report, with implied volatility way up there, near 33%. But once that data is out, it expects a massive volatility crush, with vol dropping all the way down to 20% by Friday. So the market is pricing in a big move early, followed by a lot of quiet. So what if CPI does deliver a shock? Well, the market has already given us the levels to watch. These are what we call the one standard deviation boundaries. An upside surprise would probably test the 583 rail, just a bit above our big call wall. A downside shock? That would target the 567 rail.
Think of these as the immediate goalposts if we get a surprise number.
So, the big question is, how do we put all this information together into a practical map for the week? Let's translate all this analysis into a simple, actionable framework so you can actually read the price action in real time. Here it is, your game plan broken down into 3 key scenarios. Scenario 1. If QQQ breaks and, this is key, holds above that 580 steel ceiling, look for momentum to carry it up towards 582 and then 585. Scenario 2. Keep a close eye on 573. That's a known weak spot, and a break below that level can accelerate the drop down towards 567 and that big 560 floor. And finally, Scenario 3. If that 560 floor cracks and gives way, all eyes turn to that 555 max pain magnet as the main target heading into Friday's close. And that's really the core takeaway from all this. The lesson here is so simple. Know where the big money is positioned. Know where the walls are, where the floors are, where the magnets are, and you stop being surprised by what the market does. That, right there, is how you gain an edge. So, ultimately, this whole explainer is designed to help you answer one single question. Now that you understand the structure, are you going to be trading with the map, or are you going to be wandering around in the dark? Hey, if you found this breakdown valuable, do me a favor and hit that like button. Subscribe to Elite Trading Radar and make sure you turn on notifications. I post these deep dive breakdowns so you're always trading with the map, not in the dark.
And if you want my real-time alerts on which setups are A+ each day, well, check the link in the description. That's where the precision trades happen.